Erling Haaland has turned his biggest criticism into the most terrifying weapon in world football. For years, people said he disappeared in big games. Too few touches, too little involvement. But at the 2026 World Cup, those exact weaknesses have become the reason nobody can stop him. 7 goals in just 4 matches, a perfect qualifying campaign where Norway won all 8 games, 16 goals in qualifying, a record-equaling scoring run, braces against Iraq, Senegal, and Brazil, a historic victory that sent Norway into their first ever World Cup quarterfinal while knocking Brazil out at their earliest stage since 1990. And here's the part almost nobody is talking about. Haaland is doing all of this while barely touching the ball. He isn't controlling games like Lionel Messi. He isn't dropping into midfield like Harry Kane. He isn't constantly running at defenders like Kylian Mbappe. Instead, he waits, he studies, he disappears from the game just long enough for defenders to forget him before striking with ruthless precision. This isn't luck, it isn't simply great finishing, it's a completely different way of dominating football, one that is rewriting how the modern number 9 wins matches. So why do elite defenders still fail to stop him, even when they know exactly what's coming? How did Norway go from missing every World Cup since 1998 to becoming one of the tournament's biggest stories? And why might Erling Haaland's first major tournament be the beginning of something even more frightening? This is why the scariest part of Erling Haaland isn't the goals he scores, it's how little he needs to completely change a football match.
Erling Haaland spent years getting called invisible, not because he doesn't score, the numbers were never the issue, because for long stretches of a game he can look barely involved. No dropping deep every 30 seconds, no demanding the ball, no linking play like a false 9. He only scores. He disappears when the service isn't perfect. Followed him through his City years too, especially after quiet European nights where his touch count became its own headline. After that Champions League exit to Real Madrid in 2024, people were genuinely asking if City played better without a proper number 9. Haaland himself pointed out people only mention his touches when he doesn't score. Fair point. But this World Cup is exposing the hole in that whole argument. What if he's not disappearing? What if he's waiting? That's the misread. Fans judge involvement by touches, but strikers aren't midfielders. A forward can shape a game without touching the ball much, pinning centre-backs deeper, stopping a line from stepping up, opening space just by standing on the last defender's shoulder. With Haaland, it's worse, because one lost duel or one blink at the wrong second decides the match. None of this is random. Norway qualified for their first World Cup since 1998 by winning all 8 games, 37 scored, 5 conceded, beat Italy twice, 3-0 at home, 4-1 in Milan, knocked them out entirely. Haaland ran the whole thing, 16 goals in 8 qualifiers, scored in every single one, 5 against Moldova in an 11-1 demolition, a hat-trick against Israel, 8 goals clear of Kane, Depay and Arnautovic, matched Lewandowski's record for most goals by a European in a single qualifying campaign, 706 minutes, 16 goals, 40 attempts, 3 assists, 0 penalties. Not a penalty box merchant riding good service. Norway built the whole structure around him, and his movement made it work. The Israel hat-trick took him to 50 international goals in just 46 appearances, fastest of the century. Only 5 men in history have ever done it faster. Then the World Cup arrived. Same player, scarier. Against Iraq, 4-1, Haaland brace, player of the match, off just 11 first-half touches. That's the whole Haaland problem in one stat. Most strikers need rhythm. He needs timing. Normal forwards stay busy. show for the ball, link play, help the team breathe through pressure. Haaland's best work happens before the ball even arrives, stands between centre-backs just long enough to freeze them, drifts onto the blind side where a defender can't watch him and the ball at once, delays the run until the marker checks his shoulder a beat too late, then goes. Standing still for him isn't laziness, it's manipulation. Mark someone who's always moving, the job is exhausting but simple. Mark someone who vanishes for 10 minutes, the job becomes mental. You have to know where he is the whole time even when nothing's happening. Lose that focus once, game's over. The number that sums it up, he's scored on 7.25% of his touches this World Cup, the highest by anyone with at least 60 touches at a single tournament since 1966. He's not dominating the ball, he's dominating what happens that one time he touches it, which is why invisible was always the wrong word. Invisible players don't bend defensive lines or make goalkeepers nervous before a cross even arrives. His influence isn't always on screen, it's in the decisions defenders keep making around him. Norway saw this coming before anyone else did. Qualifying was the warning. The World Cup is the proof. And this isn't a hot streak. It's a system built entirely around one of the most efficient finishers the sport's ever produced.
The deeper Norway go, the less this looks like momentum, and the more it looks like a player built for the bigger stage. It started against Iraq, Norway's first World Cup match since 1998, and Haaland's arrival was 2 goals in a 4-1 win. Not volume, efficiency. Didn't dominate the ball, just found his moments and punished them. Senegal, another brace. Their centre-backs were athletic enough to make it physical, but timing beat strength. Economical movement, stayed on the defensive reference points, only attacked when the ball actually made the chance real. Impossible to track for 90 minutes because defenders weren't marking a runner, they were waiting for an explosion. France was the pause. Qualification already secured, Solbakken left him out entirely in a 4-1 loss. Not form, management. Protecting the one player the whole knockout run depended on. Ivory Coast raised the stakes again. No easy brace this time, just a late winner in the 86th minute, making him the first Norwegian to score in each of his first 3 World Cup matches. Then Brazil changed the whole conversation. 5-time champions, Ancelotti in charge, a nation desperate to end the drought since 2002. Brazil pushed, had the bigger names, and got the big moment when Guimarães missed a penalty in the 14th, saved by Nyland's diving left. Norway survived the moment that could have broken them early. For most of the match, Haaland was quiet, the part defenders hate most. Gabriel could have spent 78 minutes thinking the job was done. With Haaland, it's never confirmed until the whistle. 79th minute, he peeled off his marker and headed Norway in front. Patience, not involvement. The defender's body shape wrong for half a second, and that's all he needed. 90th minute, he did it again, low and powerful from outside the box. Final score, Brazil 1-2 Norway. Neymar's stoppage time penalty arriving too late to matter. That's the whole rebuttal to the tap-in striker argument. No 5 big chances needed, no dominant possession, a couple of moments and he took the match around them. The numbers are getting silly. 7 goals after that game, level with Messi and Mbappe atop the Golden Boot race. 7 goals off 18 shots, 39% conversion, best of anyone with at least 15 shots at a single tournament. Scored on 7.25% of his touches, highest by anyone with 60+ touches at a World Cup since 1966. That's not normal finishing, that's punishment at a historic rate. 62 goals in 54 caps for Norway now. Scored in his last 14 competitive internationals, 27 goals across that run. First Norwegian to score twice in a knockout match at a major tournament. Comparing him to Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Kane or Lewandowski needs care. He doesn't carry the ball like Mbappe, doesn't orchestrate like Kane, doesn't have Ronaldo's tournament resume. But chance for chance, touch for touch, nobody in this competition converts danger like he does. And it's not out of nowhere. 9 goals in a single U20 World Cup match against Honduras back in 2019, all in one 12-0 win, still won the Golden Boot despite Norway going out in the group stage. So defenders aren't just preparing for a finisher. It's a physical problem, a timing problem, and a concentration problem all at once. Defend high, he runs in behind. Sit deep, he pins you in the box. Mark him tight, he rolls you. Give him half a yard, he's finished before the keeper's set. The first step is violent. The patience before it is what actually kills you. After beating Brazil, Haaland gave the credit to Nyland instead of himself, calling him the actual man of the match, which says something too. This version of Haaland isn't just scoring, he's growing into being the centre of a nation that hadn't seen a World Cup in 28 years. The goals are obvious, the records are obvious. The real problem for whoever's left, he's getting better as the games get bigger, and he barely needs any of the match to take it from you.
The scariest part about Haaland isn't the 7 goals. It's that he's 25, playing his first major tournament, leading a Norway squad with 0 recent World Cup pedigree, and somehow getting calmer as the stakes climb. Norway hadn't played a World Cup since 1998. Now they're in their first ever quarter-final after beating Brazil 2-1, Haaland scoring both in the final 11 minutes, Nyland saving first-half Guimaraes penalty, Brazil's earliest exit since 1990. But the finishing wasn't even the standout part. After the match, he pointed straight at Nyland, credited the saves as the reason Norway was still alive before his late goals settled it. That's not a striker just collecting numbers anymore. That's someone growing into the emotional core of a national team. England's up next. July 11th, quarter-final, after England beat Mexico 3-2 with Bellingham twice and Kane from the spot. Haaland versus England, Bellingham on the other side, exactly the collision this tournament needed. So the question isn't whether Haaland can score at this level, he already has. The real question is scarier. If this is him before he's even hit his peak years, what does he look like with experience behind him too? Years of he disappears. Maybe everyone was watching wrong. The best strikers don't always dominate the ball, some dominate the fear in the room. Every defender knows he's out there, every keeper knows he's waiting, and he still shows up unnoticed. That's the actually frightening part. Not that he scores, that he's mastered turning almost nothing into everything.